So glad you joined me. I'm Shanna, and this is Reality with Shanna. We have been really getting into calm for 2026 and gentle productivity. My last video focused on a practical way to reset when you're in midlife because we don't want to start over. We don't want to be unrecognizable. We want to bring our past experiences and learns with us. But what about 90 days to you? We can do that just in a way that fits us in midlife. So, what do we need to do with ourselves? And that is show forth grace to ourselves as we move through our day and our weeks and as we get closer to our goals. We have a lot of grace for others. We show grace to many, many people in our lives. But the main person that we need to extend grace to is ourselves. And we don't always do that. We give grace to our kids. We give grace to our spouse. We give grace to our coworkers. We give grace to our friends when they're feeling overwhelmed or they have a lot going on. What happens to that same grace that we need to extend to ourselves? It's like we run out of it. When we deal with ourselves, we rush. We criticize ourselves, we shame ourselves, and we tell ourselves we should be further along than where we are. We tell ourselves that we should have already accomplished that goal by now. And I just want to say that grace is not a weakness, it's actually a strength. As you extend grace to you, you are making yourself stronger and more resilient because you are taking things with your own timing and your own planning, your own preparation, and allowing yourself to grow. Hustle that we attempt to live by makes it challenging to continue to keep up. Like, I'm in my late 40s now, which is phenomenal to say, late 40s. So if I continue at the pace that I was acting at when I was in my 20s and 30s, it would be, I would probably say, close to impossible for me to continue to keep it up as I continue to mature. But there are still great things that I can accomplish. There's still great things that you can accomplish. Because of that, we need to extend grace. This will help extend our longevity and the ability of us to accomplish more complex things, more difficult things. So I'm going to take this grace walk little by little, and this will be the first video in the series that will travel together because I think it's so important. We really delved into calm and maintaining calm in chaos. So how are you doing with that? Let me know in the comments. I am really doing my best. I am trying to, my house is very busy, very active. So one of the new things is I thought I was getting one sport off my plate. As I've told you before, my kids are involved in a lot of activities, and each of them currently were in 2 sports apiece. I thought my oldest daughter, because cheerleading was ending because basketball season is coming to a close, I thought, yes, she's just gonna have taekwondo. We'll have one thing down. My other daughter, her cheerleading is wrapping up as well, another thing down. But my oldest daughter, who has been telling us this since last summer, that she was gonna try out for soccer. Now, my oldest son, soccer is his thing. He loves soccer. He practices it all the time. He will do it in the backyard. He will put chairs out and run drills. Like that is his thing. Now, when my daughter said that she was going to do soccer and try out, I thought, really? She has also mentioned she was going to try out for volleyball. That did not come to pass. So I didn't know if the soccer thing was a fleeting thing. Well, of course, we are in spring sports and winter sports at the same time because that's how life goes sometimes with the overlap. Soccer tryouts came for our girls' soccer, and my oldest daughter was there because, as she reminded me, Mom, I told you in the summer I was going to try out for soccer in the spring. Okay, so we're still keeping another sport alive for her. So she made the team, needless to say. So we're adding all those games to our schedule now. What I will tell you is March looks crazy and busy. And so I had to roll with the punches. Like, I thought I was going to be able to take a deep breath, step back, all of that, because I'm also a recovering cheer mom. So I assisted with supporting the cheerleaders throughout the basketball season, which was phenomenal as well. I love being involved in everything they do. It just does take a toll, but I focused on calm, and that really got me through. And then also really having that grace with myself to know that, okay, today I'm tired. I don't necessarily need to not do that thing that was on my list, but I need to move it to another day. And that's okay. What we need to take out of our vocabulary are things that we have programmed into ourselves, because when we're young, we're trying to accomplish a lot of things. When we're like in school, everybody is grading us. We're taking tests, we're taking quizzes, we're doing projects. All of that is going on. And as we continue to mature, we're trying to get a job, we're fixing our resume, we're doing all kinds of things that back in our day was a lot of face-to-face things, printing up of resumes, doing all that kind of stuff. And because of that, in our mind, we think if we take a break, we're missing out on some kind of development. We're not going to be able to accomplish it. If we decide to nap, we're being lazy, and that is costing us success. If I don't push myself when I'm tired, I'll fall behind. If I don't do this and I get lazy, I'll never be able to motivate myself again. If I give myself grace or I take a break, I'll lose my momentum. But when we talk to ourselves like that, is that actually helping you? Is that actually making you more consistent? Does that really, like, if you tell yourself, if I take a break and I'll get lazy and I'll never get my momentum back, does that help you actually get up and do something? Does that make you more productive? I'm going to answer for you and say no. It does not. It just actually makes you feel guilty and also frustrated, because not only are you tired and not only are you overwhelmed, but now you're adding in the guilt on top of it. So let's stop doing that to ourselves. Let's tell ourselves when we need a break, give ourselves grace, and decide that I am going to take that break. So when you think about grace, I don't want you to think about grace as a point of giving in or quitting or giving up. I want you to think about grace as allowing yourself that time to breathe, time to reset, and time to actually push forward once you are mentally prepared for it. Grace is all about preparation. Grace is all about allowing yourself that time to actually gather your thoughts, make a plan, and actually put that plan into action. So what's the one thing that you are going to give yourself grace towards today? I am so excited that we had this conversation. Definitely, if you are not subscribed, I recommend that you subscribe and follow along, because we are going 90 days to you, and I don't want you to miss any of it. If this video was encouraging for you, if you could relate to something I said, don't hesitate to share it with somebody and give it a thumbs up, because I will appreciate it. I'm so glad that we had this conversation today, and I definitely will see you in the next one. Bye.